Hey guys, so I'm back and today I'm going to be talking about the 10 things that might be a good idea to get before you start your journey as a midwifery student. So this is going to go through a bit of a list of things that I found helpful to me, and hopefully it can give you an idea of some things you might want to purchase before starting. So for me, I'd say the number one thing is a midwifery textbook. Now, there's heaps of different types out there, and I know there's like Miles or Mays. To me, I don't think it really matters as long as you've got the basic important information in there. I think that's the perfect start. If you have a bit of time like I did when you finished high school, or and before you started uni, or you just have a little bit of time before you start, I think it's great to have a good read of that because that will set you up with the perfect foundation for starting this degree. Another thing you might want to get is a fob watch. So this is just my fob watch. I just got it off eBay for like $6. It's about my 14th one, I'd say, because I send them all through the wash or I lose them. I'm really bad with my fob watches, so when you order it, I'd recommend getting 2 or 3. But you absolutely need them in birth unit for doing your main observations. They're so handy to have, and I think it can look a bit unprofessional if you're pulling out your phone to like count resps or something, so definitely get yourself one before you start. Another thing which is a bit simple, but I didn't have one for a bit when I first started and then had to get my hands on one, is like a little lanyard thing, because most of the time in the hospitals you'll have identification tags and things to get through places, and if you're having to like get it out of your pocket and you're prone to losing things like me, then that's not a good thing. So definitely pick yourself up one of these. Super cheap. I'd order a couple as well. Another thing that I would say is super helpful is a thermometer. This is just a Vicks one I got at the chemist, but this is a lot faster. The hospital gave me just a normal run-of-the-mill one, but this one is a lot quicker and super helpful because you're gonna have to be doing baby temperatures, that sort of thing, so these are a must as well. I would also recommend a stethoscope. The hospitals do have stethoscopes and probably provide them if you don't have the money to get one, but I think having your own really helps, and you can kind of design it and do your own thing, and it's more hygienic because the stethoscopes in the hospitals, I think about how many ears they have gone into, so definitely get yourself a stethoscope. So another thing I would recommend is getting a blood pressure cuff. I just call it a SPIG, and if I try and say the long name every time I get it wrong, so I'm not even gonna try. But when I first started practicing, blood pressures was so important because I think it's all about getting up your confidence, and blood pressures are what you're asked to do a lot as a student, and they are super important in midwifery and can tell you a lot of things about the women, so you need to hone this skill in and get it down packed. If you guys want a video on my tips for taking blood pressures, just let me know and I'll do a video on that. But definitely getting a cuff as a student to get your confidence up is something I would recommend. Another thing that you can get, which I think helped me a little bit, is kind of cards to go with your ID tag. And they just have things like, here I have one for neonatal resuscitation and shoulder dystocia management, reading a CTG or normal blood work. I just keep them on me and they're good just to refer to. I haven't had to use them in emergency yet, but I would imagine that they would be helpful there too. So if you can get your hands on them, you can make them yourself or you can buy them. My one, I think it's $40 Australian for a pack of 30 or so. So it's a little bit pricey, but I definitely don't regret getting them because they've been helpful. Another thing I would recommend with my whole heart is as many bike pens as you can find, because you need these and you will lose them. I know I would have purchased like hundreds of them and I don't know where they've all gone. So if I was you, I'd keep them in your car, keep them in your handbag, like keep some in the hospital if there's a place you can. Just keep them everywhere, because it's always when you need one that you can't find any around. So I'd recommend just buying them in bulk. Another thing that can be helpful is just a little pair of scissors. You're constantly cutting like tape and ID bands, things like that. So just having a little pair is really handy. If you can get one with a cover, that's probably better. This came with a cover, but I don't know where it is now. But I normally just stick like sticky tape or something over it so it doesn't go through my pocket. But a pair of scissors is super helpful. Another thing that can be super helpful is having a little notebook that'll fit in your pocket. For me, I use this to write down things I don't know, or sometimes even if you just have to record obs, it's very good to just have this little notebook on hand. Probably what's been one of the most life-changing things for me, which may sound silly, but honestly is life-changing, is having a comfortable pair of shoes oh my. So when I first started, I bought a leather pair, like really professional, and my feet always hurt. This one here is the Skechers one. It says the Skechers Go Walk 4. I don't really know, I'm sure you can look it up, but it is a bloody life changer. My feet have never ever been sore in these shoes ever. It feels like walking on memory foam, and having a good pair of shoes will change your life. Check with your hospital's dress code and regulations. I thought that they would have to be leather, but people wear joggers and things, so then I got my Skechers and we'll never ever look back. So there you have it, 10 little things that you might want to purchase before starting your midwifery journey. If you need any more tips or questions, just leave them below. Again, any video suggestions, anything you want to know, let me know. I will make that video. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.